Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to try and replicate one of New York's finest. That is pastrami on rye. No one does it better than Katz'S Deli, so we're going to try and replicate that today. Katz'S been around since 1888. They're still going strong to this day. They featured in movies which has helped them get coverage along the way, such as a scene from When Harry Met Sally, when Meg Ryan was at the table and, well, like a living museum. Not only is it the oldest Jewish deli in New York, it's one of the only delis of its kind to this day. But mainly, most importantly, they know what they're doing when it comes to pastrami and making a perfect deli sandwich. So the basis behind this video is purely because I got hold of a brisket. As a lot of people know, in the UK briskets, grass-fed, very much little intramuscular fat. Not only that, the flat on those briskets can be super thin, to the point where if you're going to cook that on a low and slow cook for like 6, 7, 8, 12 hours, whatever it's going to take you to get that point to where you want it, the flat's going to be gone. It's going to be ruined, it's going to be overcooked, it's going to be dried out, it's going to be finished. Game over. So with this video, I decided, you know what, I've got this brisket here, I'm going to cut off the point, separate the flat, put the flat to one side, get the point and make some pastrami. So that was the basis start of this video. That's where my thought started. We could also show people what you can do with a UK brisket. If you get it and you're like, I'm going to cook this and I'm going to lose the flat. It happens so much over here in the UK, and I'm talking like super thin flats. I've done pastrami with this brisket. I've also used a flat for beef bacon, which is going to be another video later on down the road. And also all the trimmings from that brisket have gone in the freezer, which I will use for burgers. So 3 things you can get out of one brisket. With that being said, let's get the brisket out. You can see super thin on the flat. So we're going to open it up, pat it dry, get it ready. What I'm going to do is cut that out. That's the decal fat. Get as much of that out as you can. Cut that out. You can see there it's just all fat. As you can see, there was no fat cap. That happens a lot in the UK. They get butchered to the point where you buy them and they've got absolutely no fat cap on them. What we intend to do is separate the point from the flat. So I'm going to cut down here, cut round, and just have the point for what we're going to make the pastrami. So what we're going to do is any other gnarly bits, we're just going to cut off and trim off. So we're just going to trim round the edges. So to cure this point, we've used Angus and Oink's pastrami cure. It's super simple to use. It's just 5%. So you just weigh your meat, weigh out your cure, and that's as simple as that. Then you just got to pat it in as best you can. Just pat it all round, dab it around. Don't lose any of that cure. Just make sure you get all of the cure on there. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to put it in the fridge with some cling film over the top. I put it in there for about 7 days, let it cure for 7 days, and then I took it out, rinsed it all off. So then what we did, we just totally smothered it in pepper, cracked black pepper. It's about 15, 16 mesh black pepper, but you can use any coarse black pepper you can get your hands on. So we're not cooking this like a brisket. We're putting this in the Weber Summit, and I've put a water pan underneath. Got it to the point where the water's steaming. As you can see, when I lift the lid, loads of steam comes up. That's not smoke. We did put a bit of wood in there as well, but that's mainly steam that's coming up. Then what we did was we just cooked it at 200 degrees Fahrenheit until it reached 150 degrees Fahrenheit internal temp. So what we're doing is we're just keeping an eye on it. We're just checking it for the temperature. I don't normally often cook to temp on briskets and things like that. I go by feel and, you know, probing tender more than anything. But with this, we did actually keep probing it and checking till we got to that 150 degrees internal Fahrenheit. And as you can see, we just kept spritzing. Towards the end, I added some tin foil, just put the tin foil over the top, just to let that steam get up in there as well, just towards the end, just to keep it super moist. It took about 5.5 hours to get it to 150 degrees Fahrenheit internal, and we'll just let it rest for a good hour, hour and a half. Okay, let's see how we did with this pastrami. I'm hoping to get a nice pink colour on this. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we're there. We've got the pink colour. Look at that. It's been resting a while now. I'm just gonna move that over. Don't want it to dry out. Oh mate, this is gonna be awesome. Let's cut some slices nice and thin. And let's make a nice sandwich. I'm not gonna be as good as them guys over there, but they tend to cut it very thin. We're nearly there. When you watch them, they cut like, it almost looks like they're putting half a brisket in a sandwich. And people are like, you know, $30 for a sandwich. But I mean, come on now. That much brisket in a sandwich. We all know how much brisket costs, right? So let's go. Look at that. That is awesome. We've struck it good. So I'm not gonna go butter. Don't need to do butter, but I am gonna go mustard like they do. Nice amount of mustard. So, I mean, you see these guys, they're so professional. You can tell they do it day in, day out. They cut it to the perfect size. Actually, this has worked out pretty good. Right. I'm gonna go mustard on the other side as well. I'm almost looking like I've done this before. Gotta have some pickles in there. Wouldn't be a true deli sandwich without the pickles. It's gonna taste amazing. Oh, yes. Okay, let's go for the slice. Oh. Check that out, guys. You just cannot go wrong with that. Time to taste. Definitely managed to get close, I reckon. What can I say, guys? If you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. You've got to try this. Make this yourself. It's so super simple to do. It is awesome. I just need to eat more. Oh man.